Hello YouTube. Right, this is an article in the Financial Times entitled "Bankruptcy could be good for America." Obviously there it shows a picture at the top of Uncle Sam rowing his rowing boat over the falls into oblivion, loaded up with as much debt as he can get in his boat. It begins with the description of how America is running up large deficits and spending money it doesn't have, and that basically its actions will lead to its inevitable collapse, bankruptcy. But then it goes on to describe how the current economic powers within the world, the BRIC nations, Brazil, Russia, India and China, how they themselves during the last 30 years all experienced severe economic problems in one form or another, and from that point they've all turned themselves around to get to the point where they're at today, where they're doing well and they're a success. So basically this story seems to be a justification of America's current policy in building the illusion that the other countries that are successful at the moment, the reason they're at the point they're at now is because they did exactly the same thing. Now I'll just read you the last paragraph, because this is the most ridiculous statement. The last line and a half of this last paragraph is the most ridiculous statement I've ever probably read, and you'll see what I mean. Perhaps the most memorable thing said so far by an official in Barack Obama's administration was the remark by Rahm Emanuel, the White House Chief of Staff, that you never want a serious crisis to go to waste. Mr. Emanuel was widely condemned for flippancy and cynicism, but an examination of world history over the last 30 years suggests he was definitely onto something. Those much discussed emerging powers, the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India and China, all needed a fiscal crisis to set them on the road to economic reform and national resurgence. And now for the most ridiculous line and a half I've ever read, which is obviously there to justify their current behaviour based on how well Brazil, Russia, India and China are doing at the moment. America may one day be lucky enough to experience its very own national fiscal crisis. Let's hope it is not wasted. So the article basically justifies their current behaviour, hoping that one day they're going to be really in the shit, and when they're in the shit there's a chance of coming out the other side and things being a lot better. I don't know who they class as being lucky during the whole process. Maybe it's those that lose their houses, those that have nowhere to live, those that lose their jobs, those that have nothing to eat. I don't know. Who do you think are going to be the lucky ones during America's national fiscal crisis? I'd be interested to know. Anyway, take care and speak to you soon. Bye bye.